Welcome back to the Iron Insight. Thank you for starting your week off right with the Iron Insight every Monday morning at 4 a.m. I'm Bryn.
And I'm Andrew Nichols with Southern Leatherworks.
And today we do not have a guest. We're going to be recapping our FabTech Chicago 2025 experience and kind of talking about where we've been. I think it was like 7 months with no episodes that we took off and then came back out of the blue with that badass workbench episode.
Which was
Cody
a really good
Freeze.
episode to come back with, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was, and it was pretty short notice, but we knocked it out, and we feel good, and we're ready to come back. So
Yeah, well, it's pretty easy when you got a really good guest, but it was kind of nice to have a break. We went pretty hard there for those first, almost 60 episodes, I think. So,
yeah,
but we're back at it. We're looking forward. We're both pretty amped up about getting back to posting regularly for you guys. So, thanks for waiting on us.
yeah, we actually had. I don't know. So I'm assuming it was kind of like people that had discovered the show while we were gone, but caught up on old episodes because we still had a pretty active listenership. But
Yeah, for not making any episodes, it was pretty darn good, which I was surprised. But yeah, Mr. Cody Freeze gave us quite the return episode, that's for sure. But let's rewind to last week. We'll start with you first, Bryn. I guess what did your entry into Chicago look like? What you flew in, right?
yeah, so I flew in. It was only I drove 2.5 hours. I left at like 3 a.m. Grand Island, and then drove 2.5 to Omaha. Got to Omaha, got through security, took a dump, and boarded. So it was pretty smooth. And then rough landing. Hat flew off during the
Yep.
landing, and
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
yeah, that was nuts. And then went from there straight to the Edge Everlast booth in the show and helped set up. Really, there was nothing left. It seemed a lot smoother than it was last year. All I did was put together a Harbor Freight table and I think set some cups out. That was about it.
Well, it's a thought that counts. You showed up ready to help and work. But
Yeah.
I think for me, the entry into FabTech started with driving to Easley, South Carolina to pick up Harrison Stone because he's too scared to fly, and then stayed the night there. We took a look at his shop, which he's got a really nice shop. And then on Sunday, we woke up at, I think it was 6, and we hit the road, and we had about a 12-hour drive. And I think we met up with you guys at the Navy Pier because Miss Stacia and Eric, they were going to buy everybody dinner and show us a good time down there at the Navy Pier in Chicago. So it was a pretty good first night, kind of chill, kind of relaxed, nothing too crazy. And then let's see, yep, and then Ryan with Northwoods Welding, he was waiting for us back at the B&B. So as soon as we got back there, that's when the real party started with all the boys getting back together.
Yeah, what'd you think about that B&B?
Well, we pulled up and it was sketchy. I think it was really sketchy because it was dark. I think once the sun came up, I was fine with it. Right next to the freeway, but other than that, it was good. Parking situation is weird, but I think you're going to get that in Chicago. But knowing that it was, me, you, Harrison Stone, Ryan Scheffler, and Austin Hill, there was enough dudes there. I think we'd figure it out if we got into trouble.
Yeah. And then
I mean, I don't think I would have changed anything about our B&B group. It was pretty darn good. I think we had a really good group of guys.
yeah, the group was nice. The house like looked nice, but the quality of it was pretty.
You could tell it was patched together to be an Airbnb. That's for sure. I think they came in there and gave it the Sherwin-Williams special. They painted everything, and that was about it. So, but yeah, I don't know. It was all right. And then obviously we drank some beer and then went to bed and woke up and shoot, what we do. I think first day we made a beeline for the Everlast booth. I'm pretty sure. I don't think we went anywhere else but the Everlast booth. And then from there we did the kind of hop around and saw all the friends and all the buddies. We had Rod Shield, you had Snake Belly, Chris from Wobros, and Nate from Slickman. Had all those good guys. I think we went over and saw Outlaw and just to everybody else that's kind of the smaller social, it's not the smaller, but the social media guys that had booths as well that we know. So
Yeah. Day
what'd you
two,
think of Nate and Wobro's booth? I thought that was probably one of my favorites as far as how it was set up.
I thought it was probably the coolest booth, but I also watched them set it up,
Oh,
and
you did?
it was like I went there a couple times throughout the setup day, and it was probably if they didn't have Chris, Nate's wife, and Chris's friend,
Yeah, Chris's friend. Yeah.
actually the one that shot Chris.
Yeah, the way of it. Hey, shout out to the guy that shot Chris. What a guy.
If they didn't have that many people, I don't know. They might have been there super late because
Yeah.
they just had this huge crate dropped off in there right in the middle of their booth, so they couldn't even put the walls up where they were in the
Oh,
beginning.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So, and then I don't know how all the lights worked and whatnot, but they said it was pretty easy, just like plug and play. It all
Yeah.
kind of slotted together. So,
No, I think there was definitely one of the most tasteful booths put together. I really like Outlaws. Outlaws got a really nice booth as well. Shout out Jesus and Ishmael and them. But I don't know. I think Slickman and Wobros definitely had a good one this year. So, and then I
yeah,
also had to make a quick stop at Badass Workbenches. Had to go ahead and stand in a drawer and do my video. Which, if you follow me on social media, so in other words, you saw that I was standing in one of their side swinging patented drawers that they sell in all their workbenches, which are super nice, and they'll hold a couple 100-pound man. It's kind of crazy, but did that, and obviously had to drop the hoods off at the Everlast booth. That was really cool to be able to collab with Everlast and have my hoods in their welding booths and see everybody using it. That was really really cool, especially when Lugo was wearing one. That was probably the funniest.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And then, yeah, we kind of, so day two, technically, because you got in that evening, I got in that morning,
But
but
yeah,
day two technically was the House of Blues, I think.
so it
Is
was Monday was the House of Blues, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What bar was that held at? Was it House of Blues? No, it
that
wasn't
was
House of Blues.
that was the House of Blues. Yeah, it's like a
It was the actual bar was called House of Blues. Oh no, what? Yeah, duh, it was. I remember it now. That was pretty cool. Packed elbow to elbow. Luckily, I think it was you and Ryan or somebody saved us a table. Me and Harrison we're looking. It was kind of funny because we get there and we're looking around. He's like, dude, we got to get a table. And this is when Harrison he wasn't feeling really good. He was having some issues. He's been having some health issues, but he wasn't feeling real good. He's like, dude, we got to get a table. And I'm looking around. I'm like, Harrison, dude, every table is full. Like everybody's got their spot. And then I saw one table on the end that had all the sweatshirts and stuff. It just looked like someone claimed it. I was like, oh, someone claimed it. I'm not gonna go steal someone's freaking booth. Well, I'm like, well, let's walk around the corner and look. We walk around the corner, and you're like, I think it was either you or Austin or Ryan. So I was like, dude, where y'all going? We got a table right here, and that was the table right there. Is y'all? It was the one y'all claimed and threw all the sweatshirts and t-shirts on and stuff. I think we had a pretty good spot. Took forever to get a drink. If I bought you a beer that night, give me a shout out because I bought a lot of people beer that night just so nobody would have to wait in line. There was this old boy I say old boy, he was probably a little younger than me. He was probably 6'3", big dude. He's standing behind me and he's like, man, it takes forever to get a beer. I said, man, what you drinking? He said, Bud Light. And I grabbed 2 Bud Lights for the boy and it was great. I know he was underage, but who cares?
the venue.
So,
It was all right. Like to the left, when I originally walked in, me, Eric, and Johnny and Tim, we walked into the actual concert venue that's there, and there was a crazy, like, weird concert going on. It was like a house jazz mix. It was
yeah,
super weird, and that was sold out though. Then we found our way to the private
the
lounge
private part.
area.
I thought the food was bang up though, dude. Not a
I
big fan
think
of it.
the flatbread type of deal, or like pizza or whatever that was, I thought that was really good.
That was good. I
But
like the mac and cheese and I think it was the burnt ends or brisket or whatever. That brisket was okay. Obviously, it's about as good as it could get. But I don't know what
as
was last year's. I think someone said tacos was last year. Is that right?
yeah, that was trash though. It was
I don't.
super
I think.
cold.
Yeah, I don't think I remember that. But no, the food was all right, and I don't know, the vibes were good. And then I think after that was it? Yeah, me, you, and Austin, and I think Ryan as well. We went and did a little bit of bar hopping. I think O'Callahan's we tried to do that didn't work.
Yeah,
And then, well, we went upstairs and Cody and who was that other artist?
Clinton.
Clinton, the guy who made the freaking woolly mammoth for Burning Man. They were upstairs at a bar drinking tequila straight from the bottle or something crazy. We hightailed it out of there because you could smell the price of that.
I
We
stayed
went
up there
down.
with him.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. We went downstairs and went across the street to it's more like a dueling piano bar, which apparently was terrible. In Bryn's words, the band was terrible,
That
but
was the B team. You got to keep that in mind though, because they're not gonna have the A team out cover band on a Monday.
maybe not. Maybe not. I was too hammered to care. I thought they were good enough.
Yeah, they were good enough though. But
Yep.
yeah, Howl at the Moon is what that's called. It seems
Yeah,
like
How the Moon was
everybody
good.
was there at some point. Cause
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people were there.
yeah, and then Cody and Clinton ended up going back. I think the next 2 nights.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
But yeah, meeting Clinton, that was crazy.
Wild, yeah, wild. What a nice guy too. You would have never known, unless he told you. You would have never known that he built some really cool stuff like that. So that was day one. Day two, kind of, I don't know. I mean, I'll give a little flashback. Once you've been to FabTech 2 or 3 times, you walk in and you see a lot of the same stuff. I mean, nobody really does really anything different. A lot of the displays stay the same. The sample pieces stay the same. So it's kind of hard to stop and see those over and over and over again. So I tended to spend a lot of time talking to the guys I do know on social media, like Rod Shield, like Wobros and Slickman and Outlaw and them, and hanging out with them and seeing how their show was going. But and then I think day two was also the artist meetup at Edge. Was that day two?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had a bunch of the welding artists. They came in with the pieces they brought, and they did kind of a just an hour thing or a visitation or whatever where everybody could come and look and see. And there was some really cool stuff. Definitely. There was a gal that made a full-on weld booth mock-up with out of stainless. It had sliding curtains. It had a little welding hood that would flip up and down. I mean, it was really, really cool. So it was kind of cool to see all the different things there. I think was Cody's his chief skull Indian head thing there.
I don't know if he. Oh, I think he brought his buffalo
Oh, he
that
brought his
time.
buffalo. That's right. That's what he brought. He brought his buffalo. So we had that, and that was really cool to meet all the different people there. I mean, there's a lot of people that I hadn't met that were there, so that was kind of cool. So that was really day two.
And
Like I said,
Cody,
all these days are kind of bleeding together. But
yeah, Cody ended up actually selling that buffalo at the show, so it's
did
pretty
he?
sweet. Yeah.
That's all good for him. That's awesome.
And then I think I don't know if it was that night or what night it was, but we went to Porter
Yeah, it
on
was like
the
Porter's deck and kitchen and deck or
yeah,
something, and it was like right on the. I think yeah, I don't know what river it was. Right on the river, and I mean, dude, we walked in and I was like, oh, I mean, we were our shoot. I don't even what we were a couple tax brackets below from where we should have been hanging out in that place, but it was really cool. We went out and sat on the deck. Really nice day. Boats were freaking going by. I don't know. It was just really cool. Boats were going by you, 5 or 10 feet away, and just people watching is really cool. And I had a killer steak. You can never be mad about having a freaking awesome steak.
Austin said that steak was okay.
No, mine was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't cooked right, but I thought it was pretty good overall for what it was, and it wasn't that bad. I don't think the pricing was too bad either.
No, the price was pretty like fair. I thought I had a
I thought it was very,
banging
very fair.
chicken sandwich, old fashioned. I'm blanking on truffle fries.
Oh yeah, the trouble. And then, dude, those freaking tater tots, they were like 2 inches by 2 inch squares. They were square tater tots. They were literally 2 inch by 2 inch. They were freaking great.
Perfect cubes. Yeah,
They looked like Minecraft cubes, dude. It was
yeah.
so funny. Those were really, really good. And then what we do that night?
I was trying to think of that. I can't. I don't remember what we did that night. We walked to the bean.
Oh yeah, we walked to the bean that night and checked out the bean. Obviously, Harrison was ridiculing it because it didn't look good or didn't look perfect, so that was kind of funny. I mean, you walk around it, you see it, you get your pictures, and you leave. A lot of scammers there. That was kind of funny when that lady came up, asked her if she
Oh
wanted us to take
yeah,
her picture. She's like, "Oh, I don't need payment." Like, yeah, bullshit, you don't. Okay. So after that, there was a little bar down there that we went to. Which was a pretty good outdoor bar. I don't think it was anything too crazy, but it was nice. Went there and had some drinks, and then Pearl Snap Pimps, Jonathan came up and he bought us our first round of beer, which great guy.
yeah. That was nice.
Yeah, so then I think everybody was kind of made their way to that too whenever they were in Chicago. So we saw a few other people that we knew, and I think after that you left, right? You went back with
Yeah,
Harrison.
Harrison and I went back, and then
Yeah, and then
he
me,
died.
Ryan, and Austin. Yeah, me, Ryan, and Austin met up with Jade, the rustic welder, and we kind of bar hopped around. We went to is it Irish or Scottish bar? It was one of those. I think it was an Irish bar that had been there since like 1942, and they had the best chicken wings, and they made their own blue cheese in house, dude. And I would dunk in the whole wing and that stuff. Oh, it was so good. Wait, I was like, oh, that's good stuff. Oh, I think we ended there and got back to the B&B and day three. What did we do day three? I don't know. It was a long week.
Fat Pour
Fat poor.
Tap works the
Oh
arts and
yeah.
nails.
Arts and nails. Yeah. So day three was just kind of the same stuff. We started walking more, I think. I think we finished off the two like welding halls, we finished that
Yeah,
off, and then I think we started to do one of the others or something, or started walking more, and then the day was over, and then we went to Fat Pour. which I thought it was really cool. It's put on by the AWS, Arcs and Nails, gets everybody together. David Becker, he heads that up, right?
Yeah, Jason.
Jason Becker, not David. Jason Becker heads it up. So that was really cool. I grabbed a beer, and then I had 3 more beers put in front of me because everybody else thought I hadn't gotten a beer yet, and they thought they needed to get me one. Which, hey, shout out, I'll never deny a free beer. So right off the rip, it was a good time, and you were going after it pretty hard. I don't know if we were playing chase the bottle, but it was pretty fun. But
I thought that
that
food was pretty good.
that food was really good, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then I won something. I've never won something at one of those events before. I had a boneless chicken wing dipped in some ranch. It was going in my mouth, and I heard Andrew Nichols, and the whole downstairs went crazy after I started hooting and hollering and yelling and screaming and went running up the stairs. All that for a hat. So that was kind of great.
I thought you won because Johnny Snyder, he won the ESA Volt
Yeah.
there. I thought you won a welder.
Yeah, well, that gal Courtney before me, she won a so freaking. It was a sweet Lincoln. I think it was a Lincoln sweatshirt, like a really nice Lincoln sweatshirt, and I think she got called right before me. So I got stuck with either a medium shirt, which I'm 220 pounds, I ain't gonna freaking fit, or a CK Worldwide hat. So I took the hat, but that night was really really fun. Everybody was there. Jason and Miranda, Chase on Smokes was there. Rodney Ross was there with his crew. White River Rambo was there. Everybody was there. So that was pretty cool, and it was fun to hang out with Eric and Stacia. I don't know. It's kind of having to get over the vibes of I'm hanging out with my mom and dad more so I'm hanging out with a couple of friends. So because they take care of us like we're their kids. It's hilarious. So
Yeah,
uh, that was a lot of fun.
I Ubered straight to their hotel first so I could drop my luggage off when I first landed, and everybody in the lobby was like, "What are you doing? You've been here 20 minutes." And I was like, "I'm waiting for my mom and dad." That's what I said.
Perfectly acceptable answer. Absolutely.
But after Arcs and Nails, we walked down to Reggie's Rock
Reggie's.
Club.
Reggie's was killer. Oh, if you're looking for a grungy, heavy metal, goth, emo, whatever you want to call it, bar, which I love, that is the bar for it. Walked in, well, so at Reggie's, they have Reggie's concert hall, and then right next to it is the bar, I think, and they had a concert going on. So we went to the bar next door, and it was freaking great. Went up to the rooftop and pretty much camped there for the night.
It's like a
Had a
four-story
blast.
bar.
Yeah, it was freaking huge, dude.
Yeah.
It was freaking awesome. But hung out there all night. Eric, Stacia, Johnny Snyder, Austin Hill, Harrison, Ryan, everybody was there, which was really really fun. And then you dipped pretty early. You dipped and freaking Harrison wanted to go with you, but he didn't know you were going.
I
So
told him.
you,
I
yeah,
don't know
he's
why
not. He
and
wasn't listening.
he
I
doesn't
guarantee
know
you.
how to use Uber
No,
or Lyft.
no, I wouldn't put him in an Uber.
Airports, he's not good
No,
in.
no, no, not at all. So you freaking took off. I was like, Harrison, he's leaving. He's like, what? But you were gone by the
Well,
time he realized where you were going.
there was so much going on right outside of that bar.
Yeah,
You
there was a
remember
lot going on.
there
Yep.
was I don't even know what all was going on, but
So there's that. So the one of the guys was there. He was traveling with the one guy with the one kid. I bought a Bud Light. He's like, man, you bought my boy a beer the other night. And he was laughing with me, and we were just having it was great. It was a hoot. We were having a good time. But yeah, you dipped, and then after that, I think we walked down to a different bar. It was me, Harrison, who was sober as a whistle, dude. I don't know why,
I don't know how he
but
stayed out.
I don't know how. He wasn't trying to drink because he wasn't trying to be hurting, or I just guess he didn't want to be in an Uber by himself. So we
Which
drug him all around. We went to one bar. I mean, it was an okay bar. And then the next bar, we went back to Howlin' at the Moon, where the cover charge was $15 a person. And there was like it was like gonna be $75 to get all of us in, and we're like, nah, not worth it, whatever, it's fine. Harrison, who used to be a bartender at the same kind of place, a piano bar, walked up to the bouncer and was like, yo, how's it going? It's freaking Harrison could talk to a brick wall and talk the brick wall into falling down. So he walks up to the bouncer and starts talking to him, and the bar's like, how many y'all got? And he's like, oh, we got like 6, whatever. And the bar's like, all right, come on. And Harrison goes, come on, guys. And he walks us right into that freaking bar and didn't have to pay the $15 a person cover charge. It was freaking great. So if you ever need someone to get you into something for free, Harrison's the man.
yeah, yeah. And
Man.
I don't blame him for not wanting to get an Uber because I gave him a bad experience the night before. I put the wrong drop off location in, So we had another mile, like 1.1 mile walk to the house, and so he was pretty pissed off about that.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good. Well, I mean, he like me from the south, from a smaller town, not big city by any means. So I get it. That's why we drove. I didn't want to have to take Ubers everywhere, anyways. But I think we stayed at Howlin' at the Moon till like 2 or 2:30. I mean, I think we got back till 2:30. And I was up ready to go at 7:30 the next morning, and Harrison was the one dragging ass, and he was the one who was sober the night before, so that was kind of funny.
yeah, that's true
But
actually.
then we're on day 4, right? Day 4 was I was slow getting going. We did the whole McDonald's, we ate breakfast, took it slow, which we always do on the last day. I mean, we always got Waffle House the last day of FabTech, but this year it was McDonald's. But then after that, we went to the show and kind of hung out, and I don't know. Was there anything? No. Kind of just said
No, just
goodbyes. I
yeah,
honestly kind of said goodbyes, and then went around and said my goodbyes and whatnot. And as soon as FabTech was over, the breakdown started. So,
yeah, that
which was fantastic.
yeah. We started stacking pallets, and then you had to go. We
Yep.
all stayed. It was like maybe 7 or 8. We were like, all right, we gotta go eat. So Oleg, the owner of Everlast, took us out to Chinatown, and he had eaten there five times that week at that restaurant we went to.
Gosh, that
Yeah,
same restaurant.
yeah. It's like I think they called it house style, where they put all the food in the middle, and it you spin the like big platter until you get what you want, and
Yeah.
put it on your plate. So they got like three of everything on the menu, and then Oleg went and chose a fish out of the tank that he wanted, and they took that fish and killed it and fried it, and he ate it. The quail was really good. It was great food. Then went back to the show, tore down some more. Ended up being there till I think it was like 12:30.
It was 12:30. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, while y'all were at that Chinese restaurant, which looked freaking killer, I went up to right near Wrigley Ballpark. My cousin goes to school at Northwestern, so she had gotten back into town, and she was like, "Hey, if you're here, do you want to get dinner? Let's do it." So I went out, and it was a college bar to the max, a block away from Wrigley Stadium, and they had some pretty good chicken wings and ice cold beer. So that's where I was at then. I kind of felt bad. I promised my she changed her flight from flying in on Friday night to flying in on Wednesday night so she could meet on Thursday. So there was no way I was backing out of that. But you guys got it whooped pretty good. And that was a lot of work. That's for sure.
yeah, it wasn't quite as bad as last year. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how we did it, but we had less pallets than last year, more stuff, but we
Yeah, it
didn't
was
have to
not
like
nearly that bad last year. I think, do we have more machines? Dude, I swear we had more machines.
yeah, I don't even
That or we had more help. I don't know, but I felt like it took a lot longer this year. So, but after that, that was kind of it. We kind of hung out back at the Airbnb a little bit. At this point, Ryan Scheffler, Northwoods Welding, had already been gone. He had to go back for work on Thursday morning, so it was just me, Harrison, Bryn, and Austin Hill. But kind of hung out, and that was about it. Then we went to bed. And that was it. And then freaking Harrison, well, I woke up ready to roll at 6, like it was agreed upon. Harrison was a little bit later. I think we left at like 6:45 or 7 or something. So whatever time it was, we left and we got the hell out of Dodge as fast as possible because we both hate the big city. So I think our exact words were, "Get us the fuck out of here and get us back to the south." We got out of there and it was great and all. I haven't told you this yet, Bryn. We got to Cincinnati and it's like it's 4-lane highway and we're coming up on it and it's going, it's curving right and then there's an exit left to get onto a different road. I'm in the far left lane. I'm going right like I'm supposed to in this white Chevy Impala. And you could probably guess who was driving it. Comes from the far right lane and cuts clear across. And next thing I know, we're getting ready to T-bone the guy. I mean, straight up at 70 miles an hour, T-bone him in a car that we probably would not have made it. So it was either go left. It was like last minute too. There's a concrete wall on the left where we could have turned and went, and we would have went right into the concrete wall. So I ripped the wheel right. Didn't even have time to tell Harrison to hold on like I usually do when I'm about to do something. So ripped the wheel right and ended up just barely skipping off this guy's back bumper. And it crushed the driver fender and it knocked our front bumper off.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's probably after. I mean, if I don't think I'll have to replace the front bumper. I think it can be buffed out. Nothing's cracked or anything, but we'll probably be between $500 and $1,000 to repaint it because I can replace the fender and everything. But Just glad we're okay. We pulled. I mean, that's the thing. We pulled over. Who was at fault for sure? We pulled over in the median. Cars were ripping by. It's not even safe for us to get out, but we got out. And I look around, and that fucker just took off. He didn't even stop because it like took us 2 or 3 seconds to get to that median, and I turn around and look, and he's gone. And he took off, and there was no way I was able to go get him or find him or chase him down. And then any of the vehicles or the semi trucks that were behind us, they had nowhere to stop, so they didn't stop. They kept going. So I got that to fix. That was kind of the only bummer about driving. Like I said, it doesn't matter because him and I are okay. And obviously, if anything would have happened to him or I, we would have been able to live with it. So we're just glad we're all right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was pretty ticked off about it because we had had a great trip up until then. Everything ran perfect, and then that happened in Cincinnati. So if you are a owner of a white Chevy Impala with a black streak mark on your rear driver bumper, fuck you.
I had crazy luck through O'Hare Airport. I
Yeah, that's what you said. You said you walked right through, dude.
yeah walked. I walked through, checked my bag, and then started to go through the security checkout or security line, and this guy was like, I don't know if he's supposed to ask questions or what, but he asked me, do I have like TSA pre-check? And I said no. And he was like, do you fly often? I was like, maybe once, twice a year. And then he said, is this a round trip? And I said, yeah. And then he was like, all right, just cut through here. Didn't take nothing out of your bags. He opened up this gate, said, don't even take your laptop out, no belt off, no nothing. Just
Yeah.
walk straight through. And
Hell
I
yeah.
got super lucky. Made it through security in like 4 minutes, and then went and ate down, had a nice smoothie, and
There you
then
go.
went straight to the gate and hung out there. Actually
That's
took a
awesome.
nap. And then
It made a home no issue, right?
yeah, until I got home or until I landed, then Omaha, there was a ton of road work, and on I-80 we were dead stopped for like 30 minutes, but yeah, it wasn't too bad other than that though. Then I made it
Yeah.
York to Grand Island. I don't know how many miles it is, but it's typically like a
Like a 45 minute,
35,
30,
40,
45 minute drive,
yeah.
yeah.
And I made it back in 26 minutes into Grand Island, like on my street
uh,
from the York Water Tower in
that is
26 minutes.
That's the worst checkpoint for me because I see York and I still think, son of a bitch, this is gonna be the longest 45 minutes of my
Yeah.
life is when you hit that York water tower. That is terrible.
I just had cruise on 93 and I went.
Jeez. Yeah, so that was that. And did you get to take home anything good, or did you land any brand deals? You think?
I think maybe with an abrasive company, I got a CNC plasma table on the way.
When did you get that?
So that's actually, it's kind of a wedding gift, loyalty gift,
Right, right,
bonus
right, right, right. Yeah,
for turning down one company and staying with another.
yeah, yeah. Because Oleg said something about showing up to your wedding with it, right?
Yeah, the plan was if they had it in time, him and Jesse were going to dress as Dumb and Dumber and roll it into the venue, the plasma table.
Absolutely. That would have been
So,
freaking great. Yeah,
yeah.
they're still coming out with a plasma table.
No, they're not going to come out with it. It's just another side to Everlast. I think the Canadian business is
Yeah.
somehow attached to some plasma company and they make tables.
Oh,
So it's going to be their table that comes with 102 amp plasma cutter, I think, the one you have.
oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I got the 102 now, which shout out to Mr. Oleg and Jesse with Everlast. They were kind enough to send me on my way with the 102 plasma cutter, which I'm also an ambassador for Everlast. So that was kind of cool that I'll get to crack that open and make some new videos with it. I've never had an actual good plasma cutter. It's always been the Yes Welder, type plasma cutter. So this one's gonna be great. I'm really excited. So
Yeah, we all got pretty lucky with something. I don't remember what Austin got. He got something though. And
yeah,
then Harrison got the 275 that has
yep,
pulse
the
mic
lightning,
now.
yeah, the pulse. Yeah, I'm freaking jealous. And then he landed a couple other things. I don't know if he wants us to talk about it or not, but
Yeah,
landed
probably
a
not.
couple other things. He furthered his relationship with Walter, the abrasives company and whatnot. They make some really nice stuff. So he got to further that. And which they followed me last night. Did I tell you that?
Huh.
I was scrolling through my follows and Walter followed me. So that was kind of cool. But and then Harrison took probably is two like 12 by 12 by 12 by 12 boxes full of Markall markers that they were just gonna give away or throw away or whatnot. So he sent me home with a bag full of whatever. I just was just grabbing handfuls of markers and putting them in a bag. So that was pretty cool.
I got
But
a
I think we all
bunch.
came away with something good.
I got a bunch from his box too, and I found one that I think might be their version of a Sharpie. It's called. It just says aerospace. Like normally it says like rough material, oily material. But this one just says aerospace. So I don't know what it's for, but I'm gonna message him about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
was
we
pretty cool. I've not had that. I mean, I need those markers because usually it's just like a black permanent marker, and those don't show up through oil and stuff very well.
yep. I think that's about it. I mean, other than a couple abrasives,
Yeah,
I feel like I got my foot in the door with one abrasive company, but it's not the one I want. So it's
yeah,
weird. Yeah, it was accidental. Johnny Jones and I were doing TIG art because Dabs brought a bunch of his TIG art pieces, and
yeah,
we needed to cut the tacks off of the like heat sink, and nobody would let us use their booth. Walter had a huge art piece in it, so we couldn't use
yep,
theirs. And then all the other companies were like, "No, you guys can't do like any grinding in here. It's an insurance thing." And I was like, "Well, can that guy that's doing it right now?" And he was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I guess I can." And then we forgot to tell him it was super hot, so
Shit.
he grabbed it. I don't know why he wasn't wearing gloves on. How's that not an insurance thing? So, but he ended up cutting it off, and then their social media person had us make a couple posts about it. So,
Yeah. There you go. Oh, that's funny.
but now that I'm home, feels good. Went and rearranged the shop, cleaned up the shop, tore a bunch of these old workbenches off that were like half-assed by the previous owner, who was probably a meth head, and so it's a lot cleaned up. I'm ready. I don't really know I don't know what to weld if I don't have a side job coming in for a video, but I don't know. I'll figure it out.
We're gonna see an attempt at a comeback though from the great Bryn Welds on
I'm
some
on
more
like a
consistent
like a
posting.
6 day streak, and one's at like 10,000, and the other one's at like 230,000 views. So should be. I feel like it's on the
Yeah.
right track.
Yeah, I got to kill a lot of people to get that many views, Brent. So for you to do that, yeah, you just got to keep going. No, I look forward to. I mean, because obviously you probably can't film at work, so that's kind of a
Yeah,
dampener
I can
on
take
what
like
you're
a
doing.
picture of a joint, but I just can't show the rest of the part.
Yeah, understandable though, but hopefully with I don't know, maybe some more things start falling into your lap, and we'll see some more content out of you. So obviously people like it.
Yeah, yeah. But that pretty much summarizes FabTech, I think.
Yeah, I think it's I don't I mean yeah, I think it's been one of the better ones for me just because of the guys we had in our Airbnb and all the new people that were there and the people we met and stuff. And also that I finally pulled the trigger and I'm gonna say this because it's gonna force me to actually do it. Put down for a booth at FabTech 2026, Las Vegas, Nevada. I can't remember the booth name, but it's a 10 by 10 booth, kind of close to Everlast and Edge. So if you're there, you're going to see me there. And I'm saying that because I'm going to be there. There's no doubt about it. So really, really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah.
And I got a good group of guys and friends that have already told me they're going to help me out any way they can. So I know it'll be a breeze.
Yeah, should be great. I
Yeah, I'm
look
looking
forward
forward
to
to
it.
it. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I've never been to Vegas before, so we'll see.
Yeah, got to check out the Flamingo, allegedly.
Oh yeah, the flamingo.
Mark Lugo. He was talking to us forever
Lugo's the
about it.
man. He knows. He's
But yeah, that's about it. We appreciate everybody tuning in. For me, you can check the Everlast link in the description and Edge Welding Cups code Bryn Welds 15 and Andrew.
And if you want to check out Southern Leatherworks for all your custom welding hood needs, we got a lot more products in than we did 7 months ago. We got painted Jackson Futuras, all sorts of cool. I mean, I'm talking about a ton. We had a whole website revamp, so on and so forth. So go check it out. My Everlast link is in the bio as well, and you can go if you want to get a machine, get it there, or flip a coin and get it between me and Bryn. I don't care. Either of us would be happy. So we apologize for being gone for so long, but we're real happy to be back. I think it was a good break. A lot of things were happening in both our lives. We're back and better than ever and ready to get y'all some better episodes.